Hey everyone, it's Sammy. I'm really hoping this video works. I keep having some issues, so maybe third time's a charm. Um, Earlier today, somebody or a couple of people were talking in the wardrobe group asking, what is that hair dryer icon on the HUD for? And what they're talking about is this yellow little button that's on your wardrobe HUD. It does look like a hair dryer. I actually think it's a scanner, but whatever, we'll call it hair dryer. Um, this is one of the ways that you can upload to your wardrobe, and it will actually pull directly vendor images off of the marketplace. I do not use this very often, if at all. It's not my preferred method of uploading to wardrobe. There's a couple of pros and a couple of cons, and I'll kind of cover those a little bit. Since this is not the normal way that I upload, I'm not even going to pretend like I'm an expert at it. There's probably some tips and tricks and things that you need to know that I don't know about it. So take what I tell you at just kind of some helpful information. I'm not the guru on it. I did talk to Butta earlier today. He's having a lot of fun at Disney World without me. But he did not make a video of this. So I thought it would be a good video for those of you that were wondering what the little hair dryer does. So one of the things that you need to know about uploading to your wardrobe using this method, the first thing is that it's only going to work if the item that you're trying to open and upload into your wardrobe is actually on Marketplace. If it is not, say for instance, if you've bought something new at an event or something, a lot of times creators won't put their new releases on Marketplace for at least until the event is over, and then sometimes even for months after that as well. So if you do have some new stuff, then it probably is not going to be a Marketplace, or you're not going to be able to use this method. But if it's an older item, or you know for a fact that it's on Marketplace, then by all means, it definitely is a quick way to do it. I went shopping to the Saturday sale this past Saturday, and since a lot of those things are resold or they're older items, I thought that would be a good place for me to start and show you how to upload this way. So I'm going to find my Saturday sale folder. Okay. Before I get started, I'm going to open two inventory windows. This is the way I usually do it. It's very helpful so that you can have your RLV stuff over here, and then you've got your inventory stuff over here, and you can just drag and click things over. You don't have to do it that way, but I think it helps. Before I even kind of open this, what I'm going to do is the K chemistry necklace that I bought at the Saturday sale. Over here, where I'm going to have my RLV folder set up, I talked in a previous video about how I do some of my foldering system. I like folders. I love subfolders. I think me and several of you are also folders and subfolder lovers. I can't talk today. Kenzie being one of them. So I like to have these folders kind of divided out. They're kind of broad categories. In my wearables folder, which is where this is going to go, the reason why I have this wearable folder, anything that I consider is something that I wear on my body, but it's not a major item, like hair or clothing or shoes, which are like the three biggest categories of things that I own. They get their own kind of little category, like you see hair, and then I've got Samira Dress Up Doll where I have all my clothing and stuff, and then I have shoes. So anything outside of that, if it was glasses or jewelry or I don't know, just anything else that you would wear on your body that doesn't meet one of those categories is where I would put it in my wearables folder. I have a category in here for jewelry, so you notice the jewelry is underneath my wearables category. So open that, and then the next step is where I name my creator names, and this is just how I organize and sort everything and upload. So in the creator categories, I have one already made for K because I own a lot of his stuff. And in here, this is your main, like, this next portion is kind of like the main RLV title and wardrobe title, where I'm going to put my items. So this necklace is called the K Chemistry necklace. So I'm going to go ahead and make a subfolder for that under K because she's a creator. One of the things that I do, if you haven't noticed yet, I make my subfolders with no spaces. I'm going to call this Chemistry Necklace with no space in between. I do capitalize the first letter of necklace just to kind of break it up a little bit because it does look like a big run-on word, which drives some people crazy, and I get it. It did to me at first as well. I started doing it this way because a long time ago when I first started getting back into doing wardrobe and really using RLV, I kept having naming conflicts when I tried having spaces in there. And I got really tired of it, so I developed kind of this idea of like, well, you know, I just won't put any spaces at all, and there probably will never be another thing in my inventory named Chemistry Necklace with no space. And it's worked out really well for me. I only have maybe a naming conflict every once in a very, very, very blue moon, and it's more times than not a typing error. As somebody said, a pilot error once before. It's usually not an actual like naming problem. It's just I did not type it correctly. So if you want to use it that way, if you want to take that little tip from me, then feel free to. Excuse me. So we're going to do the Chemistry Necklace. Coffee. I love it. Except when it goes down the wrong windpipe. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to do the Chemistry Necklace, and first thing I need to do is open it. So I'm going to rez'd it out right here. I keep clicking on this and it never opens. I don't know what's wrong with it. So just old-fashioned opened, copy to inventory. And there we have it. So this is how the using the scanner, aka hairdryer, icon on your HUD will work. You have to rez'd the item out in World, and it has to be the vendor box, and so you have to rez'd that out in World, and you're going to click this button and it's going to scan. The one thing I don't know, because I haven't used this very often, I don't know if there is like a meter range on how far from you it will scan or what. It's so far, every time I've done this, it seems to scan the closest item that I have to my avatar, which would be this bag. It's not scanning like any of the other stuff that you see here in the background as items. So I think that's pretty much how it works. I might be wrong, and we might need to clarify with Carly about it, but I think that's pretty much how it's intended. So the really cool thing that I do like about this method is it is super, super fast. All you gotta do after you have this box rez'd out is you click on this icon, it starts to scan, and then almost instantly it will tell you that it's been uploaded into your wardrobe. It is super, super fast. So let's go and let's check it out and see if it did upload it to... I was trying to play around with something earlier and trying to figure why my videos aren't saving, so I had all that other stuff there. Okay, so I am showing today's items. Let's refresh and see what I found. Tick tock, tick tock. It's really slow. Oh my goodness. Maybe I broke my HUD. Talk about uncomfortable silence. There it goes. Okay. It has not been taking that long in the other attempts that I've tried this video. So, okay, so there you see it uploaded the K Chemistry necklace, and it's got a little vendor picture. Obviously, if you are one of the people who love taking your own pictures and filling your wardrobe up full of your own little portraits of your avatar, this method is not going to work for you. I don't. I, as a last resort, will take a picture of my avatar. So this works pretty good. Let's go double check and just see if it does match. If it did pull up the right thing, you can click because she included a picture in the box, and you see that it is the same exact picture in the box. So it's the same picture that she has on Marketplace as well. So let's go back and look at it. What it will do is it typically keeps the same exact name that the creator named the box. I mean, that makes sense, right? That's probably whatever the box is named is whatever the box is going to be named on Marketplace. This would not work for me. I would have to make a couple of adjustments, which I will here in just a second, because I did not name my my RLV folder for this item exactly like this. So I will have to make some changes. It also, if you see here, it will pull some tags for you off the Marketplace. I'm not 100% sure where these tags come from. I assume that it's the creator created tags. It might not be, but it stands to reason that it would be. So I'm not really sure how come it only pulls these tags, if that's all the tags that the creator put on there. That would be something maybe we could look into to figure out, but you know, for purposes of this video, it's not that important, I guess. So as you see, it will have a couple of tags here. This could be really helpful for some of those, for some of you that are kind of just now getting started, but kind of feeling overwhelmed about what tags to use and how do I want, you know, what I want them to look like, or I don't even know where to begin with the tag system because it can get pretty complicated. This might be really helpful for you because it kind of already gets you started and fills a lot of this stuff out for you. So back here, like I said, I renamed this as a chemistry necklace. And I also completely skipped a step and forgot to put this even in ROV. Shame on me. Okay, so let's do that. Another thing that I like to do that you'll notice that I'm about to do is I like to subfolder every single item that is included. So I'm going to make two subfolders, one for a HUD and one for the necklace. If there was, I don't know, earrings in here, I would also make an earring subfolder. And I will show you why I like doing it that way here in just a little bit when we get back to the wardrobe page. I know a lot of people are really big fans of subfolders. Some of the newer people feel a little overwhelmed about subfolders, and I think subfoldering, that's not even a word, it just sounds really weird, but I think coming up with subfolders in ways that wardrobe works for you just is kind of a skill that develops over time, and you kind of figure out, I really like this way, I really hate this way. And then once you figure out what things you love, then you kind of develop your own sense of how your wardrobe develops. And this is what works for me. I like having subfolders for every single item in a box. Some people like to just leave everything in the main folder, just under the main title, which is fine. But you have to understand, if you do it that way, then every time you click on, you know, main folder, or you go to put on that outfit, if there's a HUD and if there's like multiple pieces to that item, you may not always want to wear all of those. And so it's always going to put every single thing that you have in those folders on, which is why I really like utilizing subfolders. So I've got my necklace and I've got my HUD subfolders, and I highly recommend getting into the habit of copy and pasting exactly how you have your folder in RLV to the wardrobe main page. That way you never have any worries about misspelling, mistyping. I mean, we all speak Taiwanese, but we all make a lot of mistakes sometimes, and you think, oh, well, you know, it's a simple word. There's no way I could have misspelled that. But yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes your fingers have a mind of their own, and they will type things that you never even imagined. So I recommend just copy pasting exactly how you have it in your RLV folders. Excuse me. So I've done that, and down here, even though it's so nice to have these tags, they're not the tags that I really like to use. I have my own kind of tagging system, so I'm going to delete those. And what I'm going to put is I call this the horizontal squiggly line. I know that there's a fancy name for it. Don't judge me for not knowing it. I like calling it squiggly line. I do all of my creator names with this squiggly line in front of it. Butta does this as well, and I'm sure several of you probably have also watched some of his videos and have kind of picked up on that habit as well. I really like it because it keeps all of my creators down here at the bottom in one big bulk category all together instead of spread out all over the place. I don't know, I just like it like that, and it's helpful. So if I want to find a particular creator, then I know where to look. So it's this little horizontal squiggly line K, because that's the creator. I also have a couple of tags that I use. So I know that this is a necklace, which is, I consider jewelry. So I'm just going to type jewel. And this is this is a really great thing about Wardrobe is if you do start creating some if you do start creating some tags, you will start seeing that you don't have to type out the whole entire tag every single time. You can kind of just type out a brief portion of the tag that you have, just like I typed out jewel for jewelry. And it's automatically going to start trying to find your tags and kind of offer to autofill it in for you, which I think is really handy because I don't remember every single tag that I made, because I do have quite a bit. But plus this is just less typing for you, right? So you click it and then it automatically fills it in for you. The other thing I have, so this is my jewelry category. It's worn on my neck. So I do have a tag for wearables neck. And then as far as like color wise, I'm going to consider this a fat pack because if you own any K jewelry, you know that you always have the HUD that will let you change all the stones on it or the gems on it and all the metal colors, as opposed to just being a silver necklace or just being a sapphire necklace. So to me, this is what I would consider as a fat pack, so I'm going to select that. Now you'll notice I have another little squiggly line around that, which is I have designated as my colors. And yes, fat pack is a color, okay. And that's where I keep, I'll call these vertical squiggly lines because I also don't know the name of them. They're kind of like brackets, but I have all of my colors separated over here in this subcategory to keep them all together as well, to make it a little bit easier to find them. Down in the remarks section, some people never write anything in here. I have a couple of things that I write in here, and I do it for every single item that I upload. Whatever works good for you, or you develop your system, then by all means fill it in. I do the year 2018 and then the month that I bought it. I don't really care about the date, like the actual day. I don't really care, but I just know myself well enough, and I always know, like, at some point I might go back and I'd be like, oh my gosh, where was that necklace I bought? I know it was like last year, or I know it was in June because like something will remind me we were at this event and it was only summertime, or, you know, whatever. I just like knowing and kind of giving me like a reminder of where I got it. And then that way, like if I remember what year it was or even what month it was, or I also add the event, and this was a Saturday sale. One of those things is usually what jogs my memory when I go looking for something. If I can't remember the title of, you know, like the actual item, or I can't remember who created it, I almost always will remember at least it's somewhat around the date, and I will always remember the event that I went to. Almost always, but you know, I am getting older. I might start forgetting. So those are the some of the things that I use in the remarks. I know Butta does it too. It's very helpful, I find, so I suggest doing it, but you don't have to. And then in remarks, and another thing I'm going to add is anything that's like specific about this necklace. I will probably put on here that you can change the metal colors and gem colors via HUD. Maybe that's redundant, but I like to know sometimes I don't want to be bothered with putting on a bunch of different necklaces for a certain color. I like knowing that I can change it by the HUD. Whatever. Don't judge me for what I type here. Anyways, okay, so I'm done with this. You click OK. I've made all of my changes and my edits through here. If you want to double check and make sure that it uploaded correctly and it's in your RLB correctly. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk. I promise I'm just drinking coffee, not alcohol. I wish. I bet you guys really appreciate me slurping my coffee on the mic. If you want to check this item to make sure that it's going to wear correctly, I click this button. This is how I get dressed. Not everybody does. Not everybody wears items this way. But this is pretty much the reason why I enjoy, or I like having the separate subfolders for the items in here, because as you can see, I have this HUD folder and then I have the necklace folder like I made in my RLV. Sometimes there's items out of this set that I don't want to put on, like the HUD. I may just want to wear the necklace. I don't need the HUD. Or maybe there is, I don't know, like a skirt and a top that's separate, but I don't want to wear the top, but I want to wear the skirt. So I think this comes in handy by making them every individual item a subfolder, so you can pick and choose what you wear and what you don't wear. The important way about dressing this way is just to remember that you have the add to attachments checked and not the replace attachments. The reason why is you're wanting to add this to your outfit versus having it replace what you're wearing already, right? So just always make sure that that's checked. Sometimes it's automatically checked and sometimes it's not. I have not found a rhyme or reason to why, but whatever. Okay, so let's put on the necklace and see if it works. It told me that it succeeded, so it should have worked. I see those sparkles, so it means it did go on, but I don't see it. It's probably down on my fat neck. Let's see. Just click on edit and see if it's there. Yep, it is there. It just needed to be moved up. So there you go. You can see it did work. It did wear it. And that is how you upload through the hairdryer. So one of the things, or something I want to point out to you in using this manner of uploading, let's go back into my folder. Let's say you want to upload this Rebel Hope mesh sarong. I cannot type, guys, or talk. Mesh sarong black. Sarong. I can't talk. My gosh, what is wrong with me? Sarong. Okay, so let's say you want to upload this. Rez'd out. Click on the scanner. See how fast that is? It's just really crazy fast. And let's refresh our page. And it did. It found it. It found that black sarong. If this vendor picture is okay with you, by all means keep it. I don't like it. I just prefer a larger vendor picture that shows like maybe more of what the color options are. I also kind of like actually seeing it on a model versus just on a hanger like this. So it's entirely up to you, but I'm going to show you kind of like what the two differences would be. If you go to Rebel Hope, if you go to your, let's go to Marketplace and we're going to search for this. So here's the one that it found and posted into my wardrobe. And it's still a nice picture. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. My personal preference is I would have preferred this image. But that's a fat pack, right? So I did not buy the fat pack. I just bought it in white and black, which oddly enough happened to be the two colors she's showing in this picture. So for my preference, I would have preferred this picture. So there's no way to designate it pulling this picture versus this picture. It's going to do just what it told you to. It's going to upload the picture that the creator has uploaded that belongs to that name. So, is it a big deal? It's not really. If this vendor picture is okay for you, for my liking, I wouldn't have liked it. So, which is one of the reasons why I don't really upload this way. So there's that to talk about and to show you. The other thing that I did notice when I was playing around with this for the first time, some things may not upload to your wardrobe with the right picture. Um, Remember that this only works if you res this out. So if you do have, if you know, like some vendors have HUD driven unpackers, which I'm going to do the glitz Lauren dress. It will not work if you put the HUD on. It doesn't recognize that it's on. It only recognizes things that are res'd out. So if you wear the HUD to unpack your item and you click on the scanner icon, it won't work. So just know that if you do have a HUD unpacker, you'll have to actually res it out in world. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to click on the scanner icon. I found it very quickly, but let's go double check and see exactly what it found. Let's refresh. Okay, well, you don't know this, but I do. I know that this is not the dress that I bought the other day. It doesn't look familiar. It doesn't look like what I remember the ad being. So, that's really weird. What do we do about that? Let me show you. If you're ever curious, I use Flickr for my own pictures and everything like that, but I also kind of use it as a shopping tool. Because like I said, I don't like using my own pictures. I prefer vendor images. So sometimes when the creator does not include a vendor image, I will turn to Flickr, and almost every time I can find the picture of the item I'm looking for. So this dress was called the Lauren dress. I remember this vendor, that was what she had out there, and this is the Lauren dress. This is the one that I bought. But if you notice, it doesn't look anything like the dress that it uploaded, right? Like, it's not at all the same thing. So that's really weird. So let's go check Marketplace and find out what happened. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry to cough in your ear. Glitz, or just do a search, and we'll go to her page. So this is Glitz's Marketplace store. Now you recognize this picture. This is the picture that first got pulled up and put into my wardrobe. I don't know if this is how it always works, if this was just a fluke. I don't know why this picture got pulled up, because this dress is not named the Lauren dress. Other than it being Glitz, nothing at all is named similar. So I'm curious to know if you try to search for an item that the HUD does not find, if it just automatically pulls the first vendor image that's on that page that matches part of the name, or what. Like, it was really an odd thing for me to discover that it pulled up the wrong picture. So that could be a little complication, or maybe a little bit of a disadvantage to doing it this way. You'll just have to, if you do it, you'll just have to double check and make sure that it did pull up the right vendor image. I really think that's it. That's all the kind of the ins and outs of uploading this way. I think it's great. I think it's fast, but my preference, I don't really care for it that much. But that's okay. That's what's so great about Wardrobe, is there are so many different ways that you can upload and utilize your wardrobe, that one way is not the end-all be-all way that you do it. So this is just one of the other options that you can do, and a lot of you are interested in wanting to know how you did it this way. So I thought this would be helpful for you guys. If you guys do this and you upload this way and you discover some tips and tricks that I didn't cover, like I said, I don't know that much about this uploading this way, and I don't plan on doing it like this way other than for the video. But if you come across some tips and tricks or some issues or problems that could help other group members out, just share it with me. I'll either make another video, or maybe I'll make an addendum and add it to like the description of the video or something like that to help you guys out with it. All right, well, I will probably be doing a couple more videos over the next couple days, showing you a couple other ways to upload. So I will talk to you guys later.